I think Patrick Peterson has more than a 2-year window left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the way that the NFL game has changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also he gives us an ability that I don't know that we've had in Pittsburgh in a while, where I know we're a cover 2 defense. They call us Blitzburg for a reason because they send guys from all over the place. But I think 2 of the biggest positions that we've been hurting for a while is corner and nose tackle. I think defensively, when we solve those positions, because we keep outside linebackers, everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
We keep safeties, everybody knows that, right? But that corner that can play press man on the other team's best wide receiver, man, things change up real quick in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So his ability to stretch us out and give us press man on that side and mentor the 2 young quarterbacks we got, invaluable, man. Invaluable.
Yep.
So if I got to give a grade, Shannon, I'm riding with you, bro. It's A all day and night.
Mm-hmm.
A all day and night in Pittsburgh for sure. With Patrick Peterson joining the Steelers.
So, yeah, I think Patrick Peterson is a significant acquisition. I mean, and hey, you guys know, I left the YouTube stream off the thing. I went back and edited it. Now you should see comments in the live chat. I put
yes.
Hey, YouTube. Hey, how y'all doing?
Welcome.
Yeah, hello.
So yeah, that's my bad, YouTube Pete. But just to catch you up, all we've done so far is give a moment of silence for Clark Haggans.
Yeah.
And then we're getting into the Steelers' 2023 offseason acquisitions, the ones viable to make the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
We're going over them. We just did the first one, Patrick Peterson. So you're at the beginning of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think Patrick Peterson is key. I think he's an extension of Mike Tomlin on the field, like a point guard in basketball, being an extension of the coach.
Agreed.
I think he could communicate to just another leader in the room, in the defensive room. Cam Hayward, TJ, Minka, Pat Peterson. You need all those kind of guys. So I really like the acquisition.
Yeah.
And then what he's able to bring and mentor for Joey Porter Jr. and Corey Trice.
Yeah.
I think it'll turn out to be invaluable.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree, Tate, for sure.
Nope. So you guys gave him an A. I would have to agree with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's Pat Peterson. Player number 2, off-ball linebacker we picked up from the Washington Commanders in the offseason of free agency, and that would be Cole Holcomb. Big G, I'm going to go to you first on this one, man.
All right.
The acquisition of Cole Holcomb, what do you think?
All right, so this is my thing with Cole Holcomb. What did we bring him to Pittsburgh to do? We definitely didn't bring him to run with a tight end. I'm not saying he can't do it because he played more than serviceable football with the Washington Commanders. I think we brought Cole into Pittsburgh to be a run stopper, run guy, sort of like when we brought James Ferrier in to come in and plug the run for those athletic running backs because we play an exotic type defense in Pittsburgh. So I like this what Cole brought to the table from the Washington Commanders. I went back and I checked out some film on this guy, and I was like, man, this dude can play. So he's not one of those all-pro, big-time splash names that you plug in the middle. James Ferrier sort of was, but the production on the field that James Ferrier had for us in the middle of that Pittsburgh defense, I'm not saying Holcomb's that guy, but does he have the potential to be a stable for us for the next 3 to 5 years at that linebacker position? Without a shadow of a doubt. So if I got to give him a grade, I give him that B range. I like him as a player. I think he's definitely a leader of men. And he's not going to take no mess of guys taking plays off and all whatever else. He showed that in the Commanders. He demanded those guys to play. He's like, look, man, either you going to play or you ain't going to be out here. we're going to have to make some changes. And he got guys' face and held them accountable. I'm not saying we need that in Pittsburgh, but I definitely love adding a culture guy. So if I got to give Holcomb a grade, I'm going to give him a B. For sure.
Okay, Shannon, what do you think, man, about Cole Holcomb?
Big G, I agree. You always need those guys.
Yeah.
The image that Kevin had up there, you seen on his jersey, a big C right here.
Yeah.
That's a captain.
Yeah.
That is the kind of guy that Holcomb is. He's a former walk-on that overcome, he had to work so hard to get on the field in college and then become a productive starter and then become an NFL prospect and then a starter and a very accomplished starter with Washington for a couple of years. Yeah. He's had a couple of injuries that has stunted his growth, but this guy, as you said, he's going to hold people accountable. He's got leadership. He's intense. He's always going towards the football. He runs a 4.51, so he's not like he's slow. Yeah. He's going to, and also when you include that intensity and those instincts, I think he'll even play faster. So I think based on what they had last year, which was so passive, read and react, set and wait, that just wasn't cutting it. They went out and got a few guys this year that are the opposite of that. Yeah. And Holcomb is going to be the MAC linebacker. I believe he's going to be the best MAC they've had since Shazier.
Oh.
And because they have not been able to even come close to replacing a unicorn-type player like Shazier. Yeah. But Holcomb is a well-rounded player who will give them everything they did not have last year if he can stay healthy. With health being his only concern, I want to go with a B+. Because there is that health issue, but he seems like I'm sure they did their due diligence and that he's passed their physicals, and they're just being cautious with him at this point of the offseason.
Yeah, for sure. Like you, Shannon.
Yeah, I like Cole Holcomb too. I think, like he's one of those guys. I mean, the next guy we'll talk about also was a captain. Yep. And I mean, the Steelers are just bringing in high football character guys all across the board. Even with the draft, the young players are high football character guys. That's what Omar Khan.
Comment out there playing 3-card money. Yeah, Tomlin out there playing 3-card money. He's shifting the deck, right? Like, yeah, you thought you saw that, but let me get this over here.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree. So I like the addition of Cole Holcomb. He probably is the best off-ball linebacker since Shazier. I had a lot of expectations for Miles Jack last year, but I think injury just kind of set him back, and then he was going to get Herby owed too much money this year, so we kind of just parted ways with him because of that, because of his injury, and because of the fact that he was going to be owed was it like $12 or $13 million?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that. So yeah, we parted ways with him. The next player we picked up from the Miami Dolphins, also played for the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Is another off-ball linebacker thumper. He's like a serious guy. I mean, no nonsense kind of guy. I like those kind of guys on the defense, especially, man. Yeah. So we're talking about Landon Roberts.
Yeah.
Middle linebacker. Shannon, what do you think about Roberts, man?
My kind of old school linebacker. He sees what he hits and he hurts what he sees.
That's right, man.
That's right. I love it. He's ultra intense. It's never a lack of effort because his motor is constantly running. If you watch him, he'll maybe overrun some plays. He might miss a tackle just because his momentum. He's just like a heat-seeking missile. He's wanting to just take somebody out. It's funny watching him against Baltimore last year with the Dolphins because he would be covering Mark Thomas. And Mark Andrews, he's not a kind of guy you want any of your off-ball guys matched up on one-on-one. And he would either make a really good play and a hard lick or he would miss him because he was going so fast. But again, we just have not seen that aggressive forward momentum type mentality at a Steelers off-ball linebacker for so long. So I'm very excited about him. He's an upgrade over Robert Spillane. He's a better athlete than Robert Spillane, but they have a similar intensity. So I think that was a really good signing, and I would have to give it a B.
Yeah. Like it, Shannon. Like it.
Big G, your thoughts on Landon Roberts?
So this is the one I think the Steelers did. Omar Khan shuffled the deck and ran the 3-card money game, and nobody really saw what was going on. I think I went back and actually watched 9 games that this guy played between the NFL Network and watching it on YouTube and all whatever else. And I was like, okay, let me see if this guy really is. Shannon, you are spot on. He hits what he sees and he sees what he hits, right? And he comes with bad intentions to get to him, get to the ball and cause problems. So I'm comparing the 2 middle linebacker signings of Pittsburgh like you got the yin and the yang, right? You got one guy that when they see that ball get handed off to the running back, destroy him.
Yep.
And you got another guy that if they throw it out in the flat, they throw it in the seam, he's going to get there. He's athletic enough, he's fast enough, and he's definitely strong enough to cause some punishment. And the thing that I think that Steelers is going to get out of him, and I'm going to be shocked, and I'm going to call, you might call this a Big G burner and all whatever else. I'm going to put on my G Stradamus hat, right? This guy is going to cause a lot of turnovers for the Steelers this year. Watch what I tell you. Deflections, big hits, the ball pops up in the air, big hits, the ball falls to the ground, a pick that you won't not expect where they run a crazy zone scheme and they think he's coming and he drops to the flat and just picks it off. He's going to make some big plays on defense. We're going to be like, man, where did we get this guy from? So I like this player in that B plus A minus range for sure. I think he's definitely going to a Steeler, and I think he's in the long haul too. 3 to 5 years serviceable at that opposite middle linebacker because we run 2 guys in the middle, and it's going to cause a lot of problems, man.
I agree with both you had to say. B plus A minus might be a bit high for me. I might give him a B. And I don't think he'll be here past 2 years. I think by then they'll find their guy by that time to go with Cole Holcomb. I think Cole Holcomb might have 4 years in him. I think Roberts might have 2 years in him with the Steelers. That's just my opinion. But I do agree. A B signing, you know. But he has that Steeler mentality. He looks like a Steeler.
Yeah.
You know. He looks like he's all business.
Yeah.
Next player up is the edge rusher we got from the Arizona Cardinals. So I think it's going to give us the best 3-man edge rushers in the league, rotation-wise, with T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Marcus Golden.
Yeah.
Big G, we go to you first about Marcus Golden, man.
So Golden's an insurance policy. What, for lack of better words, this is what I think about it. The issue is that the health that happens with our outside linebackers, they're asked to do so much in this defense, right? And so we've had where we lose Watt for a few games here and there. He goes down. What do? We tried to solve it with Big Boy that played out there with the Los Angeles Chargers, and it didn't work. Bud Dupree wanted a whole lot of money to come in and be that third guy. I think this guy, I think he wanted to be a Steeler, first of all. But even more so, I think that he can come in, not even just like if somebody gets hurt, but if a guy needs a breather,
Big G,
there ain't that much fall off.
Big G.
Yeah.
Let me ask you and Shannon a question off something you just said.
Yeah.
You said Marcus Golden wanted to be a Steeler.
He wanted to be one.
Do guys want to be Steelers, or do guys want to play for Tomlin, or do they both go together?
They're interchangeable. It's like once you mix the water with the Kool-Aid, it's mixed up forever. If you say you want to be a Steeler, you're going to rock with Tomlin. And I don't think you can unmix those. So he wanted to play for Tomlin, but he wanted to be a Steeler.
No, I agree with you. It's something to playing for one of the most storied organizations. I don't think Tomlin took the culture or the mentality too far from where Bill Cowher took it.
No.
It's just is when you're a Steeler coach, it's just a way you coach Steelers, and it's a way to be a Steeler. Would you concur, Shannon?
No, definitely. I've said forever that the Steelers' culture, their environment is different than any other team.
Yeah.
And we hear that when guys leave, and then oftentimes they come back and they're like, man, there's nowhere like Pittsburgh. And they'll tell guys, they say, don't leave just for a little bit of money because the grass isn't always greener on that other side.
Right.
We see how the Rooneys handled the Shazier situation.
Yes.
And until he was ready to say, I accept that I'm not coming back, but also that way he could be on the team's health care. He could get all that treatment, all that therapy. I mean, they didn't have to do these things. This
Correct.
is a class organization run by an outstanding family of high character individuals. They demand that from their front office, from their coaching staff. They hire accordingly. They look for players that fit this. Tomlin knows what he wants. And he gets to know these guys on the draft circuit when he's out there doing the pre-draft evaluations and meet and greets. He knows these young men. He knows their characters, their family background. So when they come available, say 3 or 4 years later, they're like, man, I wanted y'all to draft me. I want to play for you.
Right.
And there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
So I agree totally with Big G. You can't separate the two, but it is something that is passed down to Tomlin from Noel and to Cowher, but it all comes from the Rooneys at the top.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm proud to say that, that they are the owners, because the Rooneys, I've told y'all some stories in the past. I know how they conduct their business. And so I'm proud to be a Steeler fan.
Yeah.
But as far as Golden is, you got to have a guy there who's capable, but who isn't going to demand or try to pout if he don't get a certain amount of playing time or a certain amount of reps. You've got the perfect teammate at this stage of his career who will be ready at a moment's notice, who will be supportive to the younger players.
Yeah.
But he is going to offer them something they didn't have last year. When they tried to bring in Jameer Jones, and I was a fan of Jameer Jones, but he didn't have the pass rush. Well, they tried to sign Malik Reed and brought him in. But Malik Reed was much too small to be a Steelers edge.
Correct.
And he was just getting destroyed and run over in the running game. Golden is stout. He can set that edge, and he's a high-effort guy, the continuous motion. He'll continually rush the passer. And he might not get there on his first, second move, but he'll still flush him. So he can give them effective minutes regardless of the situation. They haven't had that in a number 3 edge in a while. So
long time.
It's been a while. So and for that reason, I give that acquisition an A.
Feeling it, Shannon.
Yeah, I like that one too. He's had a couple, 2 or 3 double-digit sack seasons.
True.
So in a
trash organization.
Yeah.
With the Cardinals. I think he played for the Giants too at one time.
Yeah.
And then you got TJ, Alex Highsmith, and him. You probably figure he can play 20% of the snaps, Golden.
Yeah.
And then you got the young rookie Nick Herby ready to come in and just get after it.
Yeah.
Maybe a handful of plays a game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, real quick, guys, we'll go ahead and take a break. Then we're gonna come back and we got like 3 more players on defense, and we're gonna go to the offensive additions, and we're gonna try and pick up the pace and move a little faster. The show started. We didn't have everything. It was my fault. We didn't have it on YouTube at first, and then we gave time for Clark Haggans, and now we're just gonna move a little faster after the break. We're about to pay some bills real quick, and we'll be right back. If you're watching on YouTube, they're going anywhere. Be right back in about 10 seconds. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, we're back on the Wednesday night edition of the Curtain Call. I'm your guest host, Kevin Tate, filling in for Jeffrey Benedict, the homies, me and Big G. And we with the, what'd you say, Big G? Triple OG.
Triple. OG. Shannon White. Hey, Shannon, man, I just got to tell you, man, the podcast and the chatter that's going on over in that chat room is lit up like a Christmas tree, man. It's lit up over there, man. So, like, I'm feeling and thank you, man. We appreciate allowing the homies to rock with you tonight, man, and do it homie style on the on the podcast.
Hey, Shannon, if you ever watch the homies at all, you know Big G always got some dumb signs.
Nah.
No, I love it. I love it.
Hey, so moving along, we're going to get these defenders out the way, and you guys be quick with these because these guys aren't really integral pieces, but they can make the team and be good depth pieces. Yeah. We're going to go with Brendan Fiocco, defensive tackle, nose tackle. What we think about him, Shannon?
Big fan. Watched him last year with the Chargers, and I remember watching the game thinking, man, the Steelers need a guy like that. A guy could just, you plug and play and put him in there at nose tackle. He knows his roles. He ties up blockers. He's old school nose tackle. Yeah. And I believe that Keanu Benton will eventually, be the answer there. But Fiocco, I think, makes the team, and I think he's a valuable member. So I'll give that a B.
Yeah. He should make the 53-man roster for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, Tate. The signing, once again, it's the same old tune. He's a Steeler. He fits. Yep. He should make the 53-man roster. I like the fit. B minus, definitely for sure.
Okay, next up. Big G, go to you first. Armin Watts, defensive tackle that we got signed from Minnesota. He's a SEC guy. I think he played at Arkansas.
Yes, that is correct. University of Arkansas. Sweet, go Hogs. For sure.
So what are you thinking about Armin Watts?
It's going to be hard for him to make the squad, dog. But you know what, though? I would like to see the Steelers keep him around as a practice squad guy. Because really the 53-man roster extends to those practice players that you keep around, and it's, in case of emergency, break the glass. So I like the fact that the Steelers are stockpiling guys, right? And it's the best man win, and so he's going to get an opportunity. But to make it, I don't know. But I do like the signing. B minus, maybe C plus.
Hey Shannon, I don't remember, man. We did our 53 last week on one of the shows. I think it was this show or the Hangover. I don't remember. We did both last week. Mm-hmm. What did we keep him? Did you keep him?
Yeah. Okay. See, I'm higher. I was waiting to hear what Big G had to say because I'm higher on him on Watts than most of my colleagues.
Yeah.
Most of the people I hear on other Steelers podcasts, I'm high on him on Watts because he is a professional.
Yes.
He's a guy that can spot start. He can come in off the bench. Can play a couple of positions.
Yeah.
To me, he's an upgrade from Chris Wormley.
Yeah.
Because Wormley had some deficiencies against the run. Now, he did a lot better last year.
Yeah.
He really put in the work, and you've seen him improve. But I believe Armon Watts could give you some run defense. He can give you some pass rush. And I think he's a great guy to have as Cam Hayward's backup. So where I'm thinking, me and you talked about it last week, Kevin, I think that Loudermilk could be in trouble because Loudermilk did not progress last year. Or we didn't see it. And I think Armon Watts is a real threat to his position. I would give Watts a B minus.
And he makes a team.
Yeah, I think he makes it.
Okay. I like that. I mean, I like the depth. I like because I think he can go to the defensive end, or he can be like the third nose tackle behind Benton, Fiocco, and then back those guys up, and also be a backup for Cam on that side at the end position. So I kind of like him potentially making the squad. Okay, Shannon, this one is for you because this is your guy. Tanner Muse.
Well, he's just a guy that I really liked coming out of Clemson as a hybrid who I thought could help the Steelers at two positions. As off-ball linebacker, a coverage linebacker, and as a strong safety. And I still think he has that kind of capability, but I think the Steelers will be looking at him more in sub packages as a coverage linebacker because he gives you that ability. He hits and he moves with a 4.41 40 like a very fast safety. So, he went to the Raiders, which is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Seattle, and he wasn't a good fit. I think he is a good fit in Pittsburgh, and I think he can surprise people. So I'm really excited about that pick. So I'm going to say a B+.
Yeah. Tate, I like him, man. I like him. And I like him for this reason more than anything. When you talk about a 53-man roster, you got to have guys that will run down on special teams on kickoff and punts.
Yep.
And crack somebody, and crack. Because every Super Bowl winner that I've ever seen ever has a game or two where the game is won on special teams.
Yep.
Right? And I think this guy, I don't think he's going to start. There's no way. But if he's going to be valuable on kickoff, punt, return, punt, return, kickoff, return, yeah. Will he block somebody and crack somebody? Yeah. Will he run down there and make a play? Yeah. So 53-man roster, I think he's safe. I'd like to pick up probably a B.
Hey, Shannon, is he better than Miles Killebrew?
He's a threat, real threat to Miles Killebrew because Miles Killebrew is a great special teams player, but so is Muse. But Killebrew really doesn't offer a lot on defense. So if Muse can, as that coverage linebacker specialist, I think that would give him a slight edge.
Okay. And Shannon, say this name for me. Nick
Kwiatkowski.
I was watching you Monday.
Yes.
And he went to West Virginia, and you said you had to practice his name back in the day.
I butchered him for 4 years. And then I finally figured out it's quit, like you're quitting something.
Right.
Kwiatkowski. So it's
Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you did break it down like John, man.
Yeah.
I can say that.
I have to do that. I have to. Now, he is a guy who is just an all-effort type guy. He's not a great athlete. He will remind you of Robert Spillane.
Yeah.
He's really going to replace Spillane possibly in that inside linebacker core. He's a little bit more instinctual in coverage, but he's not quite the hitter that Spillane was.
Yeah.
So, but I do think he is a great pickup, an alternative, a replacement, if you will, for Spillane. He's from Pittsburgh. He always wanted to be a Steeler, and I love getting those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for him and excited to have him and hope he makes it. So I'll say B-.
Yeah. Shannon, I agree, bro. Go ahead, Tate.
No, as I was saying, do any of these guys, Kwiatkowski, do any of these guys threaten Mark Robinson? Is Mark Robinson going to make the roster?
Oh, yeah. Mark Robertson's going to be the
rotation.
Yeah, he's going to be inside linebacker 3.
Yeah.
I believe they really think he could progress to be a starter next year.
Yeah.
And maybe move Roberts out. He might even replace him at some point this year. Because I believe that Robertson has something special.
Yeah.
He has that instinct. He sees the field like a running back.
Yeah.
And like I've said before, the two positions mirror each other. When you're running the football, a lot of times you're following the middle linebacker to see, is he going to meet you in the hole or not?
Right.
And Robertson just does the reverse of that, and he meets him in the hole. He has that instinct.
Yeah.
And he's a lot better athlete than people realize. But no, none of these guys are a threat to Mark Robertson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Big-G, your quick thoughts on Nick Kwiatkowski.
So what makes the Steelers defense great? The ability to master scheme. And sometimes you think you got 5 and you'll get 7. Sometimes you think you got 4 and really you're sitting 2 and everybody's dropping, right? So that's what this guy does. He gives you the ability to master scheme, right? He's a special team guy, but I compare him to Spillane for sure. So I like the pickup, and I like how Khan, he keeps bringing starters in from other teams, man. This guy started. It wasn't like he was a scrub out there like that. He started games for the Raiders. Yeah. That's not saying a lot because the Raiders know that they show enough trash. The Raiders know they trash. But he started for them. So I like the competitive edge that he's going to bring. I give it a B minus, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving along, now we get the offense. Mm. So I think I got a feeling Shannon been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
Man.
Isaac Seumalo, Shannon.
Oh my God.
All right, here's my A+ grade. I'll just say that immediately. All pro level player. He's just fundamentally sound. His hand usage, his footwork. He's not a mauler. A lot of people think that because he's so effective and he's so good, people think he's a mauler, but he's not. He's not exceptionally athletic, but he's just fundamentally sound. He's like the perfect guard.
Yes.
He when you start talking about guards that are better than him in the NFL right now, you're going to struggle to find one or two. Yeah. I mean, he's right there on level with Nelson for the Colts and a couple other guys. James Daniels is an excellent guard.
Yes.
But Seumalo's on a different level. So he is going to help whoever the left tackle is. He's going to help Mason Cole at center. He's going to make everybody's job easier. Just having him in there and not Kevin Dotson blowing his responsibility and halfway getting Pickett killed. Pickett's going to feel comfortable. He's going to feel like turning his back and selling that play action and coming up because he's going to know that he ain't going to have congestion at his feet up the middle. That's the worst thing for a young quarterback. So that was a brilliant signing. To me, it's got Andy Weidel written all over it, and I could not be happier. And like I said, that's A+ all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Big-G.
Shannon, you hit it out the park, man. Right? Top 5 guard in the league.
Yep.
I went back and watched every game but 3. He didn't give up no sacks on the inside. So we're talking about when teams run that dang on, if they run a 4-3 and they pitch the nose tackles, right? To which basically they get more guys that you can block on the inside, especially by bringing an inside linebacker. He didn't give up no sacks on the inside.
Nope.
He gave up 1 sack on the outside, and I think it was more of the issue that the left tackle called the inside merge block, and he ended up one-on-one, and he, like, you saw him, like, try to push this guy and then go to the outside, right? And it was too late because he had already beat him by 2 steps, right? But as far as all-pro, it might be the number 1 signing they did in all season, higher than Patrick Peterson. A+.
Yeah, A+. Yeah.
So my question is, he's top 5 guard, you say? Both of you guys.
Top 5 in the league.
Easy.
Top 5.
Is James Daniel top 20?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think James Daniels is top 10, but I'm very high on James Daniels.
Yeah.
No sacks last year.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good interior.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll go to the other offensive line signing. Nate Herby from the Jets by way of Philadelphia. Big-G.
Rotational guard, and I like him as a backup. So Tate, what's been our theme? We building a bully in Pittsburgh, bro.
Nope.
That's what we've been talking about all along. We're going to build a bully.
I've been saying that since March.
Right. So we bring a dude in that if he got to play football, he can go in there and smash.
Hey, I didn't know Nate Herbig before he signed with the Steelers, but his press conference, loved him. Yeah. I said, oh, man, this dude is an offensive lineman and a real-life soprano.
So check this out. Quick fact that I don't know if y'all know. When Breece Hall was running the ball for the New York Jets and he was over there going crazy, right? 75% of Breece Hall's runs was inside of the tackles in either the odd 5 gap or the 4 gap. That's where he was hitting. He wasn't hitting on the outside like that, right? Go back and look at who was blocking for him.
Did he start last year for the Jets?
He started a whole bunch of games because of injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you go back and check it out, he was in there knocking heads, bro. So I like him in the rotation. You know, I give it a B plus.
Real quick, Shannon, what do you give Nate Herby?
Yeah, love the attitude, love the intensity. I want to see him in there as a goal line fullback, you know, heavy package fullback.
Yeah.
Let him run over somebody. He's dying to do that.
Yeah.
The guy is just old school, hard-headed, knucklehead. I love him. and that's the kind of guy you want on that offensive line. And as Big G said, so much of the Jets' success running the ball was when he was in the game. Yes. And it was a drastic difference when he wasn't.
Yes.
And I think that, you know, the problem is he is predominantly a guard, but you always need backups. So I think he's going to be a solid backup. I also would love it if he wins the backup center to where he can back up multiple positions, because I do think he would be an excellent center as well.
He's center capable.
Yes. So I think it's a brilliant signing. I'm really high on him, so a B plus.
Okay. Real quick, Shannon, I'm gonna give you this one, and Big G, I'm gonna give you the next one, so you both don't do the same person. Got Shannon, what do we think about Allen Robinson? What's he gonna bring to Steelers offense?
Ooh.
You know, he's changed my opinion. When they first signed him and they traded for him, I was like, really? And then it started to make more sense. And I understood, you know, I didn't want to give up much to get a guy to be a locker room mentor because Deontay Johnson can't do it. But then you start listening to him and see how he also interacts with Kenny Pickett. They are building a connection.
Yeah.
And he's there. Whatever you need, I'm there. He's talking about going up to Jersey this week and being with Pickett. Pickett's getting married.
Yeah.
I think he's going to try to go on the honeymoon with him. But hey, you're talking about
put me in the bag. Put me in the bag.
Yeah,
man.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think he is so committed. And for a young quarterback, to have that guy you could trust, that he knows how to find the soft spots in the zone and he'll settle and you know where he's going to be, that kind of security blanket, man, he's proven me wrong. I think Allen Robertson is due for a big season. I was expecting 400 or 500 yards. I think he could end up 700-800 yards, and anywhere from 6 to 7 touchdowns, because I think that he's forming that connection. I wish it was Pickens, but I ain't seeing it. The guy who's forming that special connection with Kenny is Allen Robertson. So before I would have given it a C, now I'm giving it a B plus.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. I like Allen Robinson. I liked him in Chicago and in Jacksonville. I think last year he was just injury. The Rams were down. Stafford got hurt. Yeah, he never really got a chance.
A mess.
Yeah, and I think they were just trying to cut a little bit of salary where they could. That's why they traded him to the Steelers for a pick swap, essentially.
Yep.
Big G.
Yes, sir.
Does this guy make the 53-man roster? Hakeem Butler.
Oh, Tate, why you got to give me the hard one, man? Oh, man, you gave me the hardest one, man. All right. I think that we keep 5 to 6 receivers.
It's a big difference in 5 and 6.
I know, man, but I think we go 6. And if we go 6, he makes the squad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to make a big catch for us. Like I said, you know how Gistradamus looks out in the middle and he sees some stuff. That kid's going to make a play. I don't know when it's going to happen, but he's going to make a play. Because injuries happen in the NFL.
Yep.
Right? And he's more than serviceable. I mean, you can't teach size and speed. What is he, 6'5", 235, 240 pounds?
6'5", 225.
And he runs a 4.33? I mean, come on, bro. And he can catch. Yeah, he's on the squad. If nothing else, you just stuff him on the side.
Real fast. Name your 6 receivers. Real fast.
Johnson, Robertson, Pickett, Austin, the third, him, and Boykin.
Well, that's a big receiving core.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with the Big G.
Yeah.
That's my 6 right there.
Yep.
I hope so. I hope so. Cause I like Boykins.
Yep.
And Butler. I like the big bodies. You got Calvin Austin. That's one of the jitterbug. I think Deontay can be somewhat of a jitterbug. Okay, so he makes the squad. Now we're gonna get into the rookies. We got about 10 minutes. We're gonna be real quick. So every other one, I'm gonna give Shannon the first one. You tell me what you think about this rookie, Shannon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then Big Jim will get the second one. Broderick Jones.
Most talented left tackle prospect in Steelers history.
Woo!
He's the most athletic. He's got the most upside, most potential. He'll start at some point this year, I believe. Not sure when, but great draft pick and something they've needed to do for quite a few years now. You want me to give it a grade?
Yeah, the live chat is, I think.
To me, that's A+ all the way.
Yeah.
A+. I'd be hard pressed not to give most of Steelers draft picks an A+.
Woo.
Or at least an A.
Draft, yes.
At least an A.
Yeah.
Big G.
Oh Lord.
Peasy Jr.
Lord. Oh my God. I'm about to pass out like how we did on the pre-draft, on the draft show on the know-it-alls, man. I'm gonna have signs and stuff everywhere. How did he fall to us, man? How did we get it? But you know what? Omar Khan's got some of that G-Stradamus in him too, man. Mm-hmm. He saw his way through the clouds, and he said, I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to get Peasy Jr., and he's going to be sitting right there in the second round. A++. 10-year starter. 10-year starter. Will make a Pro Bowl within his first 3 years and might be first team All-Pro within his first 5. That kid can play football, period. He's got the pedigree. He's going to lock you down. Listen, what the Bengals going to do now? We got Patrick Peterson, Joey Porter Jr., Trice will come in, Neal, come on with that 11 personnel, dog. Because we're gonna run single high with Minka back and send 7. Now what you gonna do?
I think the corners is gonna ragdoll the Bengals receivers for real.
Come on,
Bengals, I think Jamar Chase can be physical, so you might have to put one over the top of him. But I think somebody like Pat Pekin can get inside T. Higgins, get in his chest. They cause problems.
They're going to go back and look at the film of Porter against Marvin Harrison Jr. and against Emeka Egbuka and against Chris Olave and against Garrett Wilson. He was out there playing, bro. Now he couldn't kill him.
Sounds like you was watching a lot of Ohio State tape.
Come on, dog. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You already know. But go back and look at the tape. Joey wasn't playing that mess, man.
He held up pretty well, huh?
Yeah. So what, Jamar Chase, what you going to do, bro? He going to walk down on you, look at that back foot, and it better be straight, or he going to knock you up off the ball.
Wow. All right, Shannon. Keanu Benton, what we expecting from him?
First off, Big G, love the passion, baby. Me and you, we just go together like peanut butter and jelly.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you're getting me fired up. You're getting me excited. I love that.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Keanu Benton is not your typical nose tackle.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know if he'll end up staying there or if he'll eventually slide over and replace Cam Hayward down the line. Because he is very athletic. When you watch him during OTAs and minicamp, you can't tell what position he plays. He's solid as a rock.
Yes,
He's
sir.
put together. This ain't Snacks. This ain't Casey Hampton waddling out there. Me and Casey, man, we got the round belly. Not Keanu Benton.
Yeah.
This guy is put together, and he moves. And he did what was asked of him at Wisconsin, but he has a lot more pass rush ability than people realize. And he will be able to utilize that in Pittsburgh's defense. So, again, excellent pick. A guy that I was wanting them to target, and they got him. So, to me, as you said, another A.
You mutate. So Tate, I'm assuming because you was muting that this
The
is
Big G. I said Big G. Darnell Washington.
Man, this is the steal of the draft, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is the steal of the NFL draft. So I've ramped and raved. Tate, me and you did a lot of shows, pre-draft shows, draft shows, and I was like, oh God, can we just get Darnell Washington with 32? He was sitting there late.
Yeah.
He was sitting there late. So I just got a question to ask the people over in the live chat, right? 11 personnel is the big thing. What happens when we go 12 personnel in the red zone? Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, Allen Robertson, Pickens. You bring Hayward in and move him in motion, set him beside Najee, and got Pickett in the shotgun. What you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a defense, what are you going to do? You can't stop that.
You can't match up with that.
You can't.
No.
And guess what? They scared of the NFL is scared of Freiermuth. They're scared, sort of Pickens. So what's Darnell Washington going to do in that scene?
Yep.
Wide open, baby.
Yep.
Or you're going to have a midget on him trying to stop him. It's going to be a 5'11", 6 foot tall safety going up against LeBron James in the slot. Come on, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. The Steelers got a lot of chess pieces, and it's going to get ugly in that red zone. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, get ready. It's going to get ready in that red zone. It's going to get nasty.
Shannon, Nick Herby.
All motor. Love it. Like his brother, he's just all effort, hard nosed, old school. He might not even know what he's doing half the time, but he goes all out. Plays like his hair's on fire.
Yep.
He has a connection with these guys, T.J. Watt and Benton and these other guys from Wisconsin. He plays the right way. Again, high character leadership. I think eventually he's going to be an off-ball linebacker.
Yep.
But I think he could actually give him minutes in both spots this year. So, what value where they got him and how they got him. So, again, that's another A for me.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Tate, don't do that to me, man. You going to give me Trice? Oh, no. I get Trice too? I get him too? Oh, Lord. Tate.
Corey Trice, Big G.
Tate. Shannon. How do we keep winning out there, man? Listen. Patrick Peterson is going to take this young man and set him right up underneath his wing. He's going to play some in the nickel this year. When we play against those teams that try to go 11. But in a year and a half, 2 years, there's your replacement for Patrick Peterson. He's 6'2 and a half, 6'3", 210 pounds. And go back and watch the film of him at Purdue playing against them Buckeye receivers, bro. Mm-hmm. He was out there handling this business like JPP. Mm-hmm. He wasn't scared. I saw him roll down on Garrett Wilson. Like, go all the way up on him and be like, what you going to do, bro? And he's looking at that back foot. He's a dog. He makes the squad, and he's going to play good minutes this year for Pittsburgh. Believe.
Wow, this year?
This year. When they go big nickel, it's Neal. When they go against teams as fast and you got to do this a slot dude, they're going to watch against Seattle. I bet money against Seattle. They go Patrick Peterson, JPP, and put him in the slot against Jackson Smith and Juka. I bet money they do it. I bet money, and they roll him all the way down on him and say, "Where you going, bro? Where you going? Because he's a 4'4" kid. He's got a longer reach than Joey Porter. Come on, dog.
Shannon, your boy Spencer Anderson, like the final one.
When they drafted him, I said, who? And I did a deep dive on him. And I'm like, man, this guy played all 5 positions in Maryland.
Yeah.
And he played at a high level. Now, he didn't specialize in any of them, but his RAS athletic score was 9.6 or 3 or something like that.
9.64. Yes,
yeah,
sir,
what
sir.
an athletic,
Yep.
versatile prospect.
Yep.
And his future might be at center. And if he was graded as a center, his RAS score would be even higher. He's 6'5", and he ain't got little T-Rex arms. So, give this guy some seasoning, give him some weight training and some coaching, and they might have got a steal there. So I was giving it the worst grade of the draft, but when you look at his versatility and everything, he's right up there to B+ or an A2.
Yep. Can play all 3 positions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can play all 3 on either side of the ball.
Yep.
Just a great jab. But hey, man, we're going to get out of here. We at the hour mark. Hey, Big G, before we go, man, go ahead and plug yourself or whatever what you got going on, man.
And for sure. Shannon, man, thank you again for inviting Big G and letting him do his takes and rile you up on the podcast.
Man, are you talking about yourself in third person again?
Nah, I'm telling you, man. Thank you for letting the Big G show up, man. But
love
anyway, love you
love
too, man, for sure. Hey, so check us out. Check me and my boy Tate Boy Fresh with the Homies podcast on Friday nights on the Steel Curtain Network, Fans First Network. As you see all the little stuff that we got going on between my man B Dirt, my man Tate Boy Fresh, and my boy Payday for sure. And don't forget to check us out on the Know It Alls podcast live on Facebook and Spotify, 6:15 Sundays with the Know It Alls podcast with me, Tate Boy Fresh, and my boy Mod, man, for sure. And Shannon, thank you again, man.
On YouTube.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Shannon, go ahead, man. And what you got coming up, man? Any new articles, any new stuff going on?
Well, the article today that hit was, why can't the Steelers contend in 2023? And I went in and explained how, when you look at the Bengals and the Eagles and the 49ers and the Chiefs, all these teams, the way they've been built and constructed, the Steelers very closely resemble the Eagles. And I think that's why they brought in Andy Weidel. So check that article out and you'll get some, some more in-depth information. But, that's what's out there right now.
Okay. And for myself, Big G said most of it. Check us out on the Homies podcast. We'll be with you tomorrow evening at 8:00. Me, Big G, and Pay. We just got done doing a Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. First part was the Cavs and what they could do in the draft. The second part was the NBA draft preview along with NBA news. So check that out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, sir.
Check out all the shows on the Steel Curtain Network, all the audio shows, all the YouTube shows. There's some for you every day, no matter where you at. I listen to the audio shows early in the morning. Not all of them all week, but I definitely listen to the Let's Ride on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. So, yeah, check all those things out.
Like clockwork, Jake.
Yeah, get all your Steeler content, articles, and write-ups and stuff on the Behind the Steel Curtain Network website. So I think that's probably it. You guys got anything else?
Nah.
I think we're good.
Nah, listen. Thank you again. Thank you. And
Yeah,
hello
Shannon,
and thank you to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for rocking with us tonight.
Some of our people, Claude, Afton, Carrie.
Yeah.
Ahmad is out there. Kathy. Yeah, everybody. We had a really long show, so we couldn't get to all the comments. But yeah, man. So Shannon, Big G, you heard Shannon take us home before, right?
Yeah, but I love it. I want to hear it live in person. Let's do it, Shannon.
Woo!